interviewing the amazing Lorna, who is a binge eating coach. Lorna joined the mastermind in May. June had a $50,000 month. And I'm going to do a huge feature of her and interview her on this Instagram Live. If you don't know Lorna, binge eating coach, she's here with me now. I'm going to do a little introduction of her and then I'm going to bring her up. Lorna just had a $50,000 month and she is a binge eating coach, and you're going to see her when she comes up. You're going to see why she had a $50,000 month. You're going to just see from her energy, and I want you to really pay attention. So when Lorna joined the mastermind and she messaged me and she was like, okay, I'm in, let's do this. I could just tell based on the questions that we were asking one another about being in the mastermind that she was going to be an amazing fit and can take it to the freaking moon and beyond. And so I've seen her do a couple of things that have been clear indicators that she's going to go from 50K months as a binge eating mentor to 100K months as a binge eating mentor. And so I'm going to bring her up, ask her a bunch of questions, and we're going to have the time of our lives while we kind of like dissect and go into Lorna's entire $50,000 month. So here comes Lorna. Hi, Melissa and Jess and Brianna. Welcome to the mastermind. Courtney. Lorna Queen! Hi! So I'm very pumped to celebrate you, and I was thinking about you before this live. I'm like, I know exactly why you are now doing a $50,000. You had your $50,000 month, and I know exactly why you're going to go to 100K months as a binge eating mentor, which is like, it's not unheard of, but because I just want you to introduce yourself. You go ahead, introduce yourself to your audience, and then we're going to get into it.
Hey, hi everyone. I'm so happy to be here. So I am a binge eating coach, and I really specialize in helping my clients become less impulsive with food, be able to eat without guilt, be able to spontaneously go out for dinner with their partner without spiraling out of control. And I specifically use brain-based techniques to help my clients rewire their brains. They don't feel the urge or the impulse to binge and self-sabotage with food.
Yeah. I mean, genius. And I just want to dive right into it. So one of the reasons why I know you had a $50,000 month, and there's so many different things that we're going to dissect this, and mark my words, you'll be having 100K months this year. You, number one, have this energy, this charisma, this fire about you that's infectious. And so you could sell anything. Like you could literally go on the internet and be like, buy my t-shirt, and people would buy it because you just watching you right now. And I hope everybody watching this feels this about you. Even like if you're looking for business support, like just go follow Lorna and study what she does. You have this energy and this essence about you. So that's number one. Two, you execute. So when you joined the mastermind in May and then in June, you would come into every call, every telegram and be like, hey, this is my strategy. What do you think? I gave you feedback. You went and implemented it immediately, ran with it, 10x it, came back, it worked, boom, done. How can I shift and go? And so energy, execution, but then also when you joined the mastermind, I looked at your product suite. I'm like, oh, you can go to 100K months. Like you have a product suite that's designed to serve people at an amazing way, because I know your clients get the best results, but also serve you, which serves the world, which is scaling your business. So what would you say, like, let's take it back like 6 months ago. Who were you then versus who are you to this day in particularly business?
So I think like I've always known deep in my core that like I was meant to do big things in this world. Like I even remember my uncle telling me like, you're going to go far in life when I was like 7 years
Yes.
old. And I didn't know what that meant at the time, but I just knew that there was something special about me, but I wasn't fully claiming it. You know, I was like, I know I can do big things, but you know, maybe other people can do it, or maybe it's only business coaches that could skyrocket their business. And I think what really shifted was seeing myself as like, I am the freaking one. Like I am the best binge eating coach on the freaking internet. like I get my bomb ass results, but also it's like, why not me? Like,
Mhm.
why not me? And I think a huge reason why I had my $50,000 cash month in June, I just claimed it. Like at the beginning of the month, I'm like, this is my time. Like it's no longer, oh, like, okay, one day, like I believe it, but not really. It's like, no, it's freaking go time,
Yes.
baby. And that just allowed me to step into that version. And I know you say this all the time, like it's a decision. And I'm like, oh, it doesn't have to seem so far away. It's like, I can just decide that I am the one, like I'm going to make this happen. And then all of the actions
Mm,
just like were in alignment with who I knew that I was always meant to be.
yes. And that, like, that's why you are going to go to 100K months and beyond as a binge eating mentor. And you, like, I am so excited about this live because I just know you're going to blow people's minds. And there's 20 people watching. If you're watching right now, put an emoji in the chat box if you're already blown away by Lorna, because what you said there was really powerful. And something I'm always telling people is you can do this in any vertical. You can do it in relationship, in business, in weight loss, in mindset, but you have to be passionate about this and know that you are destined to be doing this work. Otherwise, it won't work, because so much of sales, so much of leading, so much of articulating your value to the marketplace is you are backed by whatever it is that you're teaching. And what a lot of people don't do is they're not actually the expert in the thing they're teaching. They're really not good at whatever the thing is that they're coaching on. But when you came to me, and I know like we've known each other from past things before, and I've seen you, I'm like, she knows what she's doing. When you came to me on the mastermind, I'm like, yes, 100%. Like I know you. And I think I even said that to you on a live. I was like, Lorna, I could help you take your business to the moon. Like I just see you. So what, I'm curious, speaking of that, what was like the move for you when you joined the mastermind? What was that thing that was like, okay, I'm in, I'm doing this?
It's hilarious. I literally messaged you and I was like, hey, like, what do I have to do? Like, I'm in. It was just like one message. I'm like, I'm in.
Yeah.
Tell me what to do. I think, you know, again, it's like my business has been doing really well. You know, like consecutively, like I've been feeling really well, like good in my business. But I was like, Bridge has like that like fight, like that edge to you that like that I know can push me to that next level, and not like, oh, I need to join this mastermind so that I could, you know, get to that next level. But I just know that like surrounding myself with other badasses that you've created in this community, like the other people in the mastermind, like I'm like, I know that that's where I'm meant to be. And you know, I know your other programs, but in my heart I was like,
Yeah.
that's me. The membership, fantastic. Headquarters, incredible. But I'm like, I meant to go to the top. So I just knew in my heart, I like had a conversation with my husband and I was like, by the way, I'm doing this. So I'm just going to message her and say that we're doing this. And I just like sent you that one message and I was like, get me in. Like, when can we start? Like,
Yeah.
let's freaking go.
And then you came in the mastermind. Everyone loves you. Everyone's like, Lorna, what are you like? That's what I love. I was doing an interview with Katie recently, and she's like, yeah, I doubled my investment back in 30 days. And I'm like thinking of you now. I'm like, you've more than doubled your investment since when you joined, like tripled it.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
and you're gonna just 10x it. Like I know this for you. So have you always been this way? I know you said like, okay, your uncle said that to you, you're gonna go really far as a kid. Have you always been this way, or have you worked on developing it over time?
so I truly believe like I've always been this way, but you know, struggling with binge eating in my relationship with food for 10 years, I felt like I was like numbed out to life. Like I was just on autopilot mode. It's like I had a version of myself that knew like you're special, you're unique, you're not like the rest. But then a part of me is like, yeah, so like kind of like this fraud. Like, you know, at the time I was even doing personal training and health coach, and I'm like, you know, you have this vision of your life, but you're not really like living it. Like my life was good, great relationship, great career, working for myself, but I felt like I was living a double life. And I knew that like when I healed my relationship with food, like that was going to be the catalyst, because it was always inside. You know, I believe that we all have this like inner fire that knows like we're meant to do incredible things in the world. And I'm like, I'm ready to like fully tap into that, not just like kind of feel it, but not really like take the necessary actions to really step into that version. I was like, I'm going to do what I need to do, heal my relationship with food, work on myself so that like I could truly wake up every single day being like, how the heck is this my freaking life? And that's what I do. Like, I do the simplest things. Like, I go for my walk with my husband. I'm outside eating lunch, and I'm just like, how is this my life? Like, what is happening?
Yes. You know, can you, I want to go here for a moment with you on this topic where can you talk about how you working on your own binge eating and healing yourself helped you grow in your relationship, but also with your relationship with money and making more money? Because I think that's a big topic in your industry that maybe a lot of people don't understand. I talk a lot about that in our 50 to Freedom Challenge, where I have a hormone coach. I've shared this with you, a nutrition coach, a personal trainer. It's no wonder we're having our highest cash month ever. Like, they're so connected. I would love for you to bridge that gap for even maybe some of your people that are watching this now.
100%. So, you know, like when you're struggling with like binge eating or relationship with food or even body image insecurities, like I did not want to be seen. Like I wouldn't even want to be my husband. Like I wouldn't want to be seen. I felt like I couldn't even share my voice because who am I? Like I'm this binge eater. So like, who's Lorna? I don't know who I am. I'm a binge eater. I'm out of control with food. I secret eat. So I didn't even know who I was. So I'm like, how can I help people if I don't even know who I am? And I felt like once I started healing my relationship with food, like number one, I feel like my value just increased because you're getting this true, authentic Lorna that's like happy and healthy and confident, which is a massive service to my clients. But also, I think too, like I know my worth. Like I know what I bring to the table. Like I know when you work with me, like I'm gonna get you like binge free. Like I just know my worth because there's no hiding. There's no, this is Lorna, and then behind closed doors, I'm eating in secret. And you know, there's not a disconnect. It's like I know who I am. I value myself. This is my true authentic self. Like there's no living a double life. And that I feel like has skyrocketed my worth, my confidence, and my value truly. Like I just know that like it like I'm meant for so much more. Even still, I'm like, let's freaking go to the moon.
I'm gonna message you right after this live in the mastermind privately because I'm like, let's go. Let's freaking go. Because I've seen you and I've always seen you, but it's this. It's exactly what you just said about the confidence and the value. You pour more value into yourself. And for the work you do with women is helping them stop binge eating, with their relationship with food, healing themselves. And you did that for you, and that made you grow your income. Like that is making you now $50,000 a month, which is incredible. And so many people, even in, let's take it to my audience now who are growing businesses, so many people underestimate the value of bettering themselves. Because like you said, when you're showing up on camera, people feel that. They feel your energy if you're not obsessed with yourself. They feel you if you're kind of like, I'm not really like vibing behind the scenes. They know that. And people are like, oh, they think you can just kind of show up on the internet. Or with you, maybe if you have 9-to-5ers, like everything is energy. Your boss around you, your relationship with your husband, whoever, they can feel you. And if you don't feel comfortable in your body, like that's just such a disservice. Like we have these incredible bodies that could, like we can do so much with them. I was even telling my boyfriend, because we're doing a challenge these last 2 weeks. In the last 2 weeks, Lorna, I lost 5.6 pounds. And I have this like crazy before and after of all like my hormones and health. And I was saying to him, I'm like, I'm unstoppable right now because of my health. And I'm a business coach, but I'll always preach about that. And so I value the work that you're doing, Lorna. I know it's going to change so many more people's lives. And I like, my role as your mentor is just to help you get your voice out in front of more people and selling more, and even like higher ticket offers. Like
Yeah.
When I hear you speak, like I see you having 10K, 20K, 30K, 50K offers at the level of service that you're providing and with your expertise.
Yeah, and it's even like, I just have like higher standards for myself, like even with my health and my routines and my habits. And it's so interesting, like clients will come and hire me because they're like, I know you can not only help me stop binge eating, but it's like you're like a woman of your word. You always like do what you say you're gonna do. And like I think that's also like so important for anyone listening as well. If you're like a business coach, like having like those habits, those standards for yourself, and like,
Yeah.
I get up on my first alarm, like I go for a daily walk, and like these are like such simple things, but I'm like, if I can't do these little things, it's like, how can you expect to run a, multi-million dollar business? It's like, I treat my habits like so like sacredly, like I'm up at 5 a.m. and I'm doing these habits and there's routines because it's like, I want to be the best that I can be for myself, for my clients, and it shows.
Yeah.
Okay, but I gotta share something with you right now. We are getting so close to Freedom Queen Live 2024, the conference happening September 26th in Tampa, Florida. I am so excited. Like, it is a 4-day event. We're going to have speakers, workshops, and I'm doing this event not because I want to have a room filled with every single person in Freedom Queen, but because I want to create an experience for you, an event horizon, a gateway where you leave never being the same, where you exit Freedom Queen Live going, okay, I know what to do. I know how to build a movement. I know how to build a community. I know how to create content to serve them. I know how to sell. And I know how to be the one that can build the movement over and over and over again. That's the number one thing I keep hearing from people that have already purchased their tickets for Freedom Queen Live is they're like, I'm excited about all of the content, but really what I'm excited for is to be someone and know that I can actually do this. I can build a multi-million-dollar company. I can create something extraordinary over and over and over again and actually do it. So I'm so pumped. This is going to change the game for Freedom Queen. It's going to change your life. It's going to create a ripple effect in the entire world. Make sure you click below to get your ticket for general admission, or if you want to be on a whole other vibe, join VIP, and I will see you at Freedom Queen Live 2024.
And it shows, and you have direct results because of it. Like, haven't you signed on like an insane amount of clients recently? I mean, obviously you just had a 50K month, but every time I talk to you, you're in Telegram, you're like, oh, and this happened and this happened and they bought this and I dropped this offer and everybody's inside of it.
Yeah, well, I just love celebrating myself. Like I get my clients to do this all the time, and I'm like, I do this too. Like I'm the person in my masterminds group chat, like, by the way, this happened. And it's just, you just feel like so much more in momentum when you're celebrating yourself. It's so easy to, even this 50K cash month, it's so easy to just bypass it and be like, okay, what's the next thing? And I'm always going to be that person, like, what's the next thing? Because I want to grow and I want to be better. But I'm also like to my husband, like, can we just take a moment? Like, I need to just anchor this in and celebrate. And even the way that I am doing it, I don't have like private clients. It's all one to many. It's all like, there are tons and tons of people in my programs, and it's just reaching the masses. And I think, just do very scalable way.
And you're literally scratching the surface, like just a little bit here of what's actually possible.
Yes. I'm just so excited.
When you had your first $50,000 month, and did you share it right away with your husband? Like, what was that process like?
So he was actually not even home. Like, we're always together. We're literally like this. We both have our own businesses. We both work from home.
Okay.
But he was dealing with a client. So I literally texted him. I'm like, I did it. I started crying. I was on a walk at 7 a.m. on Sunday by myself, just crying, like sobbing. Not even because of like the financial win, but I'm like, look what I'm doing for my clients. I've never helped so many people in my life. Like, I'm reaching truly the masses, and you know, even the feedback that my clients are giving me, like, you're changing my life. And it was just like this beautiful moment. So I called him and I called my parents, and they're like, my dad said, you know, I remember, I think it was like 2018 when my dad was like, you said you were going to do like a $25,000 month. And my dad was like, Lorna, you're very ambitious, but sweetie, like, that's a little high. And he's like, now you just like doubled it. And he's like, I just know that like, this is just who you are. Like, I'm not really surprised anymore. Like, you've proven to me, you know, you can do anything you set your mind to.
Yes.
So big celebration.
I mean, like that, I don't want to like undervalue that, because those moments, I'm sure, like talking to your dad, like then he's gonna go and be like, my daughter Lorna makes $50,000 a month, like, you know, like that. It's just gonna create this ripple effect, all because of you deciding to be 100% committed to your vision and what you're building.
Yes. Yeah. And it feels so good to like look back even on the times where like I was struggling and I was making, you know, 5K a month, 7K a month, 10K a month. And it just, again, it felt like kind of like so far away. And it's like, you put in the reps every single day. Like,
Yes.
I never let my current results, I never let that determine like where I was going. It's like, okay, this is where I'm at right now, but it's like, I'm going to keep showing up consistently, even if the results aren't there yet, because in order to get to where I want to be, like, I just got to keep on showing up consistently. And man, oh man, did it ever pay off. And it's just, that's what I'm going to continue to do. Like, there's just no stopping.
And that's why you just had a $50,000 cash month. You're going to have $100,000 multi-million-dollar company, because you have all of it. Like, we have the product suite and strategy, you have the energy, you have the charisma, you have the resiliency, you have the mindset of being a winner, which is someone that's not just trying to get to the top of the mountain, but growing over time. So yeah, your celebration, Miranda says in the chat, your celebration got me so happy for you and your family. And I know Lorette's here in the chat, who is also part of Freedom Queen. Seeing people like you, Lorna, it's super inspiring in the binge eating industry, where I think sometimes people will look at business coaches and say, oh, well, you teach money, so you're going to make more money. And I'm featuring you here because you're defying odds. You're breaking down people's like what they believe is possible, but that, let's be honest and let's be real, you were always going to do this no matter like what industry you're in, because you have that in your heart. And that's really what I want to highlight about you, is like, you have that it. And if more people watch you, again, if you're not, you know, Lauren doesn't teach business, she teaches binge eating, but go follow her and watch what she does, and you'll learn so much through how you show up with so much conviction, confidence, passion, expertise. Okay, community, we're doing this, and then I got an offer, and then, you know, and then how you use mentorship, like coming and asking questions, hitting the ground running. Like, you are just going to keep exploding. Like, we literally just started working together. And so I'm like, okay, well, what's next?
I blinked and I'm like, wait, like, what just happened? I'm feeling amazing in my business. Like, things are just going so well. And it's just, yeah, like I always say, this is just the start. Like, it's crazy because it's such a big milestone, but even being in your space, in your world, I'm like, we're just kind of scratching the surface. Like, we're just at the beginning here. Like, we're like, you know what I mean? And yeah, I'm just excited.
Well, I'm so happy. Can you share a way that my audience can connect with you or learn more about your work? I know you do binge eating, but again, I'm like, even if you're not struggling with binge eating, or maybe you are and you don't even actually realize it, what are some things that people can do to come connect with you?
Yeah, for sure. So my Instagram and my TikTok is Lorna_binge eating coach. And my podcast is Ditch Decade Diets podcast.
And what, like, tell them about some of the offers that you have going on, because maybe somebody listening to this is interested in that.
Yeah, for sure. So I always have my Root and Rewire membership going on. You can jump in this whenever you want. It's really teaching you like the foundational tools. If you're like, I don't like, why the heck do I know that I'm full? Like, I intellectually know that I'm full, but I keep on eating, or as soon as my partner leaves the house, I like go into the pantry and eat the rest of the cookies. Like, is this normal? The foundational tools, you're going to be able to get that inside of the Root and Rewire membership, where I teach you how to start rewiring your brain, becoming less impulsive with food, stop your secret eating, no longer think about food 24/7. And that starts at $97 per month. So that would be a good place to jump into.
Oh my gosh, you're so good.
What can I say?
I'm gonna message you in the mastermind after this because I have something to share with you. But like, just thank you for coming on. I wanted to celebrate you here. $50,000 cash month binge eating coach Lorna, who's an incredible woman. And you know, people come back and watch this live like 6 months from now and watch where she's at then.
Yes.
Any final words before we close out?
Honestly, just like, number one, I think like I just want to be a voice for other health coaches who again believe like it's not possible, only business coaches can be successful. Like, we're rising to the top as well too. So I think that's the first thing. And then the second thing, like, just thank you for literally creating the best community on planet Earth. Like, your vibe, your energy, the people that come into Freedom Queen, it is incredible. And I just feel so blessed to like just be in your space, be able to talk to you on a regular basis and have your wisdom and just like have your brain, and it's so valuable. So just thank you so much.
Thank you. That changed my life, you saying that.
Thank you.
Well, Lorna, thank you for coming on. I love you. I'll see you in the mastermind. And everybody watching this or watching the replay, go check out Lorna and what she has going on. And Lorna, I'll talk to you soon.
Okay. Bye.
Bye, everyone.